this is Cindy Folsom reporting live for Harlem World Magazine. And here with me today I have
Hadia Robinson.
Akila Williams.
Jermaine Smith.
Can you just tell me a little bit about where you live, what you do for a living?
Well, I'm a comedian. I live in Brooklyn. I'm here in NYC. I'm a writer, producer, just living the New York dream, I guess.
I'm Akila Williams. I'm originally from Chicago, but I now live in Harlem, and I'm a business development consultant.
I'm Jermaine Smith. I'm a playwright, also internet radio station owner, and here to support, be a panelist.
All right. And again, I'm Cindy Folsom. I'm originally from Detroit, but I currently live in Staten Island. I work in public relations, and I'm a freelance writer.
I think it's a good place to be single. Harlem has lots of single people and a lot of places to go if you're single, to go out and meet people all the time. There's lounges, and you have like the historical lounges like Lenox Lounge, which you can go and hear live jazz all the time, and that's hot. But you can also go to like Convo or Native or anything like that. I think Harlem meets all needs.
Yes, I've lived in Harlem for a couple of years. I also worked in Harlem the last 15 years.
Okay.
And as far as dating, I wouldn't say it's the best dating area. My overall view is the dating area is not, the dating scene is not the greatest.
Wow.
So it's meeting a lot of representatives, and the communication gap, I believe, is just so far off when it comes to the realness of your situation. You know, I don't believe, not to go too far ahead, I don't believe everybody's going to really put themselves all the way out there in that first or second, third conversation.
Okay. And
Well, I do have shows in Harlem, so whenever I'm performing, I'm always on the prowl, trying to see who out there looking cute, who didn't show up with their woman, or maybe their woman went to the bathroom. I don't have a problem with that. I'm just playing. I'm gonna get beat up. But I think I agree with Jermaine. The dating is just horrible. I think in any borough you're in. I'm mostly in. I live in Brooklyn, but dating period is just it's tough. You really have to be in it for the long haul if you're gonna get anything out of it. But that meeting somebody and falling in love, I don't think that's kind of where we are now.
okay. So you're more interested in staying single for a while and just doing you?
I would consider myself to be open, but I definitely have my eyes. I'm trying to be aware of the fake stuff. It's a lot of people that just gonna tell you what they think you want to hear to get you where they need you, most time butt naked, and then it's a wrap.
I tend to get in a relationship more in the winter. I'm gonna be honest with you. You want somebody to hug up to, snuggle up with. Then in the summer, it's a good time to be fancy and free. I'm fancy, huh? I mean, but I think
nails done.
right. I think anytime it's a good time to want to get into a relationship. But I try to view dating in a fun way. Like it's either a good experience, you meet somebody new, or you have a good story to tell your friends later. So.
Well, I'm definitely open for the relationship, but it has to be serious. Because in my aspect, I'm shaving from another area of my life. And I can't cut back from the job. I can't come back from being a parent. The only thing I can cut back is from being my dream. So if I'm going to cut back from my dream, the relationship or the dating has to be serious. And I don't want to date to date. I would like my next relationship to be my last. And then I would like to, be in a relationship to get married. You know what I mean? But that's, we all allowed to be dreamers.
Are there any benefits to being single though?
To me, I get to work on myself. And sometimes you really can't work on yourself being single. Sometimes you can work on yourself being in a relationship a whole lot better because a real partner can point out things that you need to work on.
I think the benefit to being single is going back to what he said, pursuing your dream. You don't have to take away from your dream. And for what I'm doing and where I am, that's very, very important for me right now. I need that time to really hustle and get where I'm trying to be. So, sometimes a relationship, when you're with somebody and you really are feeling that person, you want to be with them and you want to do those special things together. But, I can't afford to miss shows. I can't afford to miss other opportunities that sometimes a relationship can hold you back from.
It's just fun. It's fun to go out and figure out what you want to do. And like you said, it's good to get to know yourself more. I think you get to know yourself more when you're single anyway, because you don't have to worry about somebody else's opinion. When you're in a relationship, you always have to factor them in, which isn't a bad thing because it's good to not be selfish sometimes. But you get to know yourself. I come back to myself more when I'm single, and figure out what I want, because what I wanted when I was 17 isn't what I want when I'm 27. So I think there are lots of benefits to being single, and one of them is getting to know yourself. My mom always told me that it's about timing with the man, and when he's ready to settle down and when he's like gotten his career off the ground, that's when he'll settle down. But I feel like the older I get, and with it being like 2010, I think more women are like that. Like all my friends are like, well, I want to get settled in my career first before I settle down. I'm the same way. Like until I get down what I need to do for my business, then I don't want to settle down with anybody.
You know, I'm gonna get mine, but don't be up in my pockets when I get it. Talking about let me hold the car. No, boo. You need you to get back on that bike and go do what you need to do.
You was on a bike before you met me.
You on the bike, right?
I think it's a great thing if women have her own thing. You know what I mean? It's like you said, it's timing. You never know when you're going to meet someone. You might meet them in between jobs. You might meet them when they're in med school, they're on their way to being a doctor. You know, so we have to consider these facts. I mean, sometimes we want things already done. They're not going to always become done. Me and they had a conversation before we started. Back in the days, you put everything in the oven, you preheat the oven 450, and you baked everything. Now everything is microwave. You want everything so quick. And it's going to take time. You're going to meet somebody in between jobs, and are you willing to grow with that person? What if you're in that person's life just to prepare them for their wife or their husband? We do it all the time. You know what I mean? So sometimes we got to get to somebody and fix their car, dust them off, and then send them on their way. We may have an internal relationship with them, but those are some of the things we have to do. You know, make the person better than how you found them. And a lot of people are not willing to put that work in because everybody's not going to be your match.
What are your relationship deal breakers? You said, like, you know, you might meet somebody even in between jobs, but like, what are things that, you know,
my
just
deal
absolutely
breaker,
no, I'm not putting up
my
with
deal
that?
breaker is, to me, is cigarettes and your relationship with God. You don't have to be holier than thou, but you need to have some type of relationship with God.
First of all, hygiene. I'm sorry, I'm putting it out there. If your teeth is messed up and you got full benefits, I got a problem with that.
Yes.
What's going on in your life that you don't see that's important? So
Copay too high.
If this is a problem, it's probably a lot of other internal
Right.
things going on that you ain't taking care of too. So that's something that I'm always, you know, aware of or whatever. But and just overall how they treat me. You know, if you feel like it's more important to, you know, try to be the man, and so you gonna talk to me any kind of way, no, we can't have a relationship. No matter how fine the package is, no, you ain't gonna be beating me in my sleep. I'm good.
I think my only deal breaker is, well, there are two. Honesty. You know, I want you to be more honest than not. Nobody tells the truth all the time, and fidelity is really important to me. My parents have been together for 40-some years, and I know what that relationship is like. And once you say in front of me, my mama, and God that you are going to be faithful to me, I need you to honor that commitment.
Does location, being we're in New York, does that play any part in selecting who you want to go out with, who you want to date? Like if he's in the Bronx and you're in Staten Island, why?
I don't have all that time, and I need to be able. I mean, let's keep it real. I need to be able to come
She said
past your
the
house
ferry take too long.
and see what's going on by your crib every once in a while. I'm not gonna necessarily do it all the time, but we
She
all
needs
gonna
sneak
do
up
drive
distance.
by pop up. And I'm not driving all the way to the Bronx to make a drive by. I need to go a couple of blocks. You know what? And then either break your window or go back home.
I don't think distance plays a big part. You know what I mean? To me, it has to be somewhat local. I'm an affectionate person, you know. If I want to hug and I want to, you know what I mean? I want to lean on your ear and tell you how my day was. I want to be able to do it. So you can't be in Boston or Chicago or Miami. I think that's kind of difficult for me. You know, I think I'm affectionate. I want to talk and I want somebody to listen. I want to vent. I want to hear your day. And you can't. The telephone can't do it all the time.